Hello everyone. Too many hobbies here. A lot of people have been doing this particular Dansco 7070 United States type coin album lately. And I got one that I've customized a little bit. And I thought you might like to see some of the ideas that I had to improve my album, bring it up to a little bit more modern date, and put some types in it that I like that actually weren't listed in the original album. I hope you like it. I don't have anything really spectacular, and I'm not going to go into all the detail that some of the other guys have already done. If you want to see a really great video, watch Holding History's version of this album. He makes a great video. Has some really great coins in it. I just wanted to show you some ideas that I had of my own. I don't have a real quality camera. I'm just using my daughter's iPhone to try to make a video for you to give you some idea of what I've done. The first page still has quite a few coins that I could upgrade. Some aren't too bad. I like the 2-cent coin. It was the first coin, if I remember right, that had the motto "In God We Trust" on it. They put that on there during the Civil War when our nation was so deeply divided, kind of like it is now. Let me go to my next page. Got a fair cap bust half dime. My first Liberty seated dime's terrible, worn out. My half dime with arrows is fair. Got a really nice Legend half dime. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's got a lot of nice detail, a lot of really good color on it. I like that one a lot. Both of my shield nickels are worn out, terrible. They're just in a higher grade. They're just so expensive. Got a really nice no cents 83 V nickel. My regular nickels got some pretty good detail, but it's been cleaned or polished. Like to improve that one maybe one day. Really nice Type 1 13 Buffalo nickel. And my Type 2 Buffalo nickel is also really nice. This is a 1913 also. Got some really nice color in there for a nickel. Jefferson, pretty nice war nickel. My bust dime's worn out. Got a pretty nice last version seated dime. Really nice barber dime here with really good color on it. I believe that would certify mint state. 1916. Here's a Roosevelt dime. I bought a proof set years ago before having color on your silver coins was cool. That just had beautiful color on the dime and the quarter. That was the only reason I bought the set. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just really a nice proof coin with some nice color to it. Your plaid dime. My 20-cent piece is pretty well spent, but it is a Carson City, so that kind of makes it cool. Most of the 20-cent coins were San Francisco men, if I remember right, in 1875, and then 76 they were so unpopular they started winding them down. Fairly nice quarter, aside from the fact that it's obviously been cleaned. All three of my seated quarters are pretty decent. Can't complain. The last one's really nice. It'd probably be AU. A fairly nice barber quarter. My Type 1 Liberty standing quarter could certainly be upgraded. Second one's not bad. And there's that quarter from that 61 proof set. Just really nice color on it. I really like them. The half dollar didn't have the color on it that the quarter and the dime did, so getting into some of the bigger stuff here. I got a fairly nice 23 capped bust half dollar. And this is where some of my some of my more custom coins come in. If you remember right, the second version of the capped bust with a reeded edge, that actually had two different types. The first 2 years they said 50C on the bottom of them, and the second 2 years they said half dial on the bottom of the reverse. I'd like to have a set where you could see both of those. Fairly nice seated type 1. And here's another one that should have its own slot, is the 50. This is actually a 54. I got the 53 on the next page. But the 54 and 55 had arrows at the date with no rays around the eagle. The 53 had the rays around the eagle. I'd like to see that have its own slot in this type album as well. Liberty seated, fairly nice final type. And just like everybody, I have a circulated Barber half. Would love to have a nicer one, but just not willing to spend $1,000 to get one, I guess. And moving on, here's my, I'm not really into commemoratives, so what I did was I pulled my commemorative half dollars out, and where the Kennedy clad starts, I got a silver 64 90%, a 40% silver that they made from 65 to 70 if I remember, and then the complete clad coin. I'd rather have that in that slot than use it for a commemorative. And here's another one that to me should definitely have its own slot, is the 53 arrows and rays half dollar. Love the design of that coin. I would really love to have a nicer one, and maybe someday, just not today. Here's another one that I really like. Maybe not a type, but to me it's a special coin. It's a 1861 Civil War coin minted in New Orleans. Very few of these were minted when the United States was, when Louisiana was still part of the United States. The biggest part of them were minted when Louisiana had left the Union, but before joining Confederacy, and then a few of them were made when they had joined the Confederacy. There are people who can identify which is which. I'm unfortunately not one of them. But chances are good this thing was actually minted after Louisiana seceded from the Union, which is a pretty neat coin in and of itself. And here's another one that should have its own type. It's the second round of the arrows at the date, but this one has the motto on the reverse, "In God We Trust." Again, it's its own type, and I'd rather have that type in my slot. My wife made these labels for me. I thought they turned out pretty well. Moving on to silver dollars. These are some pretty heavy coins in any condition, and they're not bad. Neither one of them are bad. This one has a spot underneath that star on the right side that I'm not sure what happened there. I think more than anything it's a planchet flaw, because it looks like it comes out from the inside and doesn't appear that somebody tried to drill into it. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but there it is. Aside from that, it's a beautiful coin. And the second one with the motto, and probably a VFXF trade dollar. They're pretty cool in how far they went and how many of them went a good distance and then came back. And I got this was certified. I bought this in a slab. It was a 78 Carson City, first year Carson City Morgan dollar. It was mint state 63. It's really a nice strike and would really be a nice coin, but it does have some impact marks where I think it was carried in a bag at one time. Nice Carson City dollar. You got to have a Carson City dollar. And my peace dollar from 22. A lot of people don't like that coin. I think she's much more attractive than her. If I had a choice between having this woman for a wife or that woman for a wife, I'd definitely take that one. But I see the appeal to some people in this coin. Anyway, glad that's not my wife. There's your Ike, proof Ike. moving on, this was the page that this album had when I bought it, and I'm pretty sure I bought this in just about 1979, because I remember the Anthony dollars had just come out when I bought this album. So I got a standard Bicentennial proof set and put in here with my 1979 proof Anthony dollar. Later they came out with the modern US coinage page, which I was able to buy one of these actually on eBay, just this page. And since it had a second slot for Bicentennial coins, I figured, well, I'll put the silver proof set in there. And I did that. You know, they're cheap. You can buy a set of them for almost nothing. And I went with my Anthony dollar, I went with a 99 Philadelphia proof. And if I remember right, this is the only proof coin that was minted in Philadelphia since World War II, which is pretty neat. Kind of filled its own slot in using that. And the Sacagawea dollar. And this is my favorite state quarter. It's South Dakota. I like the Mount Rushmore with a pheasant flying near it. And on this slot, again, I'm really not into commemoratives that much, and I'm probably going to remove this at some point. And what I'd like to put in here is a trade dollar with chop marks. I really don't want one with chop marks to be in my main slot for a trade dollar, but to have a trade dollar that was made in the U.S., went to China, was certified by Chinese merchants to be authentic, and then somehow made its way back to the United States, I think it's a pretty cool historical coin. And I don't have one yet, but maybe one day I'll get one and put in that slot there. And my silver American Eagle. Now this last page is one that's a complete custom page that, with help from my wife, I was able to make. This is actually a page for small dollars. It's a blank page for small dollars. My wife made me these labels for, you know, the more modern coins. I mean, it's a pretty neat set, and how can you really have a Dansco type album without these coins in them? I obviously have the 4 Bicentennial Lincoln pennies, the Westward Journey nickel series from 04 and 05. I have the new Shield cent. I have, I called this a local quarter. I live in New Jersey, so I put the New Jersey quarter in there as far as local, and then the 2009 Territories quarter, and then the America the Beautiful series, which is 2010 and is supposed to run to 2021. And the new front-facing nickel. This is actually, in my opinion, a second type of Sacagawea dollar. This one has the date on the edge of the coin, and the field to the right of the girl's view is blank, whereas the earlier ones had the date right there. In the same way, I think, in my opinion, there are 2 different types of presidential dollars. The early ones they called the godless dollars, but "In God We Trust" was actually printed on the edge of the coin, and people didn't see it and complained about it, so they put "In God We Trust" on the front of the coin again, which I'm okay with. I think that's where it belongs anyway. And there's my buddy Reagan with "In God We Trust" on the front of the coin. Hope you enjoyed my video. Sorry I rambled so much. I'm a rookie at this, but thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a good day.